with the victory over Howard last week, which was a massive result for them. I think in terms of their top four aspirations. So look, I think probably not many people, to be fair, thought that Otahuhu would be challenging for the top four at this stage of the year, but they're doing some great stuff under coach John Ackland, so that's going to be a really interesting game. We had Richmond last week, and they made a good start, didn't they, against Point Chevalier? They're actually in front for the first 20 minutes or so, but they just fell away. They just seemed to go away from the game plan a little bit. So it's going to be an interesting game. Really looking forward to it. And, of course, for Otahuhu, well, it's potentially a make-or-break game if they're for real about contending for the top four.
Absolutely, and I think the clash for the day for us was the Northcote Mount Albert game. How good was that match?
Yeah, brilliant game last week, wasn't it? And, credit to Northcote. What a fantastic job they've done. Probably a bit of a sluggish start to the year. They had some close losses, but under coach Jeff Morton, they're coming along really nicely. Their bench, I thought, was just magnificent, wasn't it? Brody Tamarua, David Barner as well, now coming off the bench.
Welcome back, Barner, man.
Yeah, and he was really good against Mount Albert. But the big one for me, Thomas Connick, who comes on and plays halfback for the team. They have a bit of a reshuffle there with, I think, Jordan Tiaho going to hooker. But he was brilliant, wasn't he? Scored 2 tries, set one up. I don't know a lot about him. Not sure if he's come across from rugby union or not, but he really strikes as a key kind of weapon for them. If he can come off the bench and do that, every couple of weeks, then that's massive for them.
Right, and they've got Dylan Moses still yet to come back, shaping up for a fantastic back half of the season, and Fox.
It is indeed. So back to the action here on cue in the SAS College Rugby League, and it is Manurewa with a bit of work to do in the second half. Have looked really good when given opportunities in good ball situations. They just need to get down there a little bit more often. Ball loose, strip is the call. So an early penalty here for Manurewa.
Yeah, let's hope they can mount a sustainable attack off this as they now kick for touch.
Yeah, Reno Wright puts the ball into touch. One of our Auckland Vulcans under 15 boys.
There's no 10 metre, just do it on me, okay? Take it back. No, take it back. Right there.
Big shout out to our major sponsors, SAS Sporting Apparel, and associated sponsor, Hayden Rollett.
So into it we go, and straight away they are into the opposition half. What can Rewa build here? See in the background there, one of the co-coaches, Jethro Friend. Tuigamala with another impressive carry, but he's met by good line speed from this Kelston side. Fresh legs on the park for them in the face of Lisati.
Oh.
Look at this, up out of the line to shut down Pua, who gets to an offload now, flicks it out the back to Hurricane Roberts. Roberts still fighting, and he's tackled 40 metres off the line here, Manurewa. Pushing forward, Pua puts his hand up again, but he gets missed out this time. Now they got the back door, they play short at the line. Was that knocked on? Yes, it was. Referee Clark onto it.
He must have heard you, Corey.
Yeah, well.
Man, everybody's clapping that, eh? Surprising. Going to be all the local supporters down here, and we've got a fair few of them left and right of us.
Yeah, one of the really cool parts about coming to Kelston, isn't it? They always get a wonderful crowd down here, quite often singing involved as well.
Yeah, it's a bit quiet at the moment as we sit in our luxurious commentary castle today, sharing a table alongside TJ, taking stats for us. What more could a boy want?
You can't beat it. We love the College Rugby League. Jump off the back of the scrum now via Lahingoa. Ropetti tackled 40 off the line.
Oh! Welcome to Kelston. Have a nice day.
White jumps out of dummy half now, hands it off to the fresh legs on the park, and Lisati, I should say. Just over halfway now, Kelston. White brings it forward via Aloisi. They're 40 metres out from the line now. They miss Latima that time. Last tackle coming up. They spin it out the back. Yoka looks to the sky. It's a terrible kick. It's just about gone backwards. What can they make of it, though? Ball comes loose. Dropped is the call. There's a knock-on from Kelston.
Change over. Back to...
It'll be a zero tackle. So let's see what Rewa can do with it here. Good chance for them to take advantage here. And the ball just skewed off the foot that time, which resulted in it almost going backwards. Good carry forward there that time by Tuigamala. Pua Junior Poor
Great
gets the offload out the back.
Even fooled our camera person there for a minute. Oh, he's bubbled it.
And completion rates continuing to kill this Manurewa team. It's 2 errors in the second half already.
I think just a little bit of patience, They're trying to force it when they're under immense pressure. Been great on the D, though. Been a couple of bell ringers there.
And Troy, the thing is, they don't actually need to force it because they're making fairly good yardage when they just complete their sets. That time they had the benefit of the extra tackle after the knock-on, but as you say, just a lack of patience.
Yeah, I think some of the young fellas want the benefits of having more points on the board. You know, going into the break 6-16 against this side.
Short at the line, was that knocked on? Gathered in, just short of halfway. Bit of a hospital ball in the end. Now off the back fence comes Weatherall. Look at his strength in the tackle,
man,
three
tough.
of them on him.
He's tough, mate.
And he stays on the feet, brilliant stuff.
I don't think I've seen him put on the ground yet. Oh, great fend.
Brilliant
Still
tackle
going.
forward here by Lotema. Still going, Lotema. Surely it's not going to be a hat trick. Not this time. Taken to ground, but what a carry from Tassi Lotema. What a prospect this kid is. Lopesi now at the line. Short on the edges. Ariwa fighting, trying to get to the line. They drag him right up to the sideline. They get to the play of the ball now. Ropeti is the dummy half. Swings it out the back to Ioka. Ioka throws the cutout. Now it's picked off.
Oh.
Picked off by Junior Poor, who has dead set been in everything today, has Junior Poor.
Call out from the sideline, smash him. Oh, I gotta love the college rugby league.
Yeah, I think that's technical speak for complete the tackle. Up and under that time.
Great run.
John Paul White with the contact. He's been solid today, the dummy half for Kelston.
Oh, sorry, mate. I'm still in shock from the run going towards the try line by Kelston. They managed to pick it off with an intercept. Manurewa now grinding out to the halfway.
Junior Poor. Contained well down low that time. You can see them, Troy. Every time Poor lines up for a hit up, the Kelston boys are on high alert, and for good reason. They get to the kick. High one at the back. Lopesi, I think it is, brings it in comfortably and beats the initial line. Eventually taken down by the second phase of defenders from Manurewa. What a game this is. High intensity. There's been a few errors.
Oh, look,
There's been
strength.
good stuff again. Weatherall. White. Centralised through Lopesi. The Richmond player, year 13. Represents Akarana on the rep scene. Yoka, oh! Up and under from Tui Gamala. And he is dead set, ironed Lahingoa out there, who to his credit gets straight back to his feet. That was a hell of a hit. Now at the back, bouncing ball, takes a devil of a bounce. Was that knocked on? Play on the call. Never a dull moment in the college rugby league.
Some of the Real boys still getting back into shape in the background there, Corey.
That's a second. Hold it.
Yeah, the call from the Kelston boys. They wanted speed off their defence line. They really want to try and take their D up a notch, keep the pressure on the Manurewa lads.
Kelston coached by Francis Melly, who league fans will remember fondly from his time with the New Zealand Warriors. Represented the Kiwis and Toa Samoa as well. Junior Poor now gets on the edge. Again causing trouble. Papani is the play of the ball. Gets to the kick. He's chasing his own kick and he's chasing it
Not bad.
very enthusiastically as well. What a chase, what an effort from the dummy half. And they pin him right up against the try line. Got to be careful here, Kelston. Rewa now showing some good enthusiasm in defence. White. Rasmussen. They're still not out of their 20, Kelston.
You can hear some of the contact from here, and we're at least 30, 40 metres away, and they're certainly getting shoulders on out there.
Yep, enough to make your skin crawl, some of it. Some big hits out there. Here's a good carry forward, and he's looking for the offload, not going to get to it. It was Tippinette. Yoka goes to the line. Hangs it out the back now, finds Ropetti. Ropetti stands one up. Ropetti with one to beat. No support coming. And a brilliant tackle down low in the end from Tamai. So the game hanging precariously in the balance right now. Neither team able to really take any stranglehold in the second half, but it's been good to watch.
No points. It's been a good tussle.
When you're ready, Rewa, hold here. Hold here.
And, you know, from the first half where they had a couple of error rates and only 50% of completion, they really made it a little bit hard for them against Team Kelston, this sort of calibre, coming up at 16-6. But still in it, and there's a wee bit of time on the clock. And here comes Manurewa again.
You mentioned completions, Troy. That is the key to this Manurewa side winning. They have to start completing some sets. In the second half, they have been pretty awful in that area. Papani there with a good carry. Bumps off the first initial shot. Poor.
Not a bad run.
Wonderful carry forward that time by Manurewa. Now they spin it out the back. Last tackle coming up. They need a good play here. It doesn't need to be a try, but it needs to be positive. Out towards the left-hand corner off the boot of right. It's just collected. It's collected, and he's going to go in here. And Manurewa are in again. It is Chris Sevi who has claimed the bomb uncontested. And we're going to have a chat about this. Let's go back live to our referee. Cameraman's pulled up the replay there, but we're checking this one with our touchies.
Now, he's all onside.
Yeah.
That's a try, yep.
So
There's the kick. Everybody was onside on that left-hand edge. And he came through. Great jump in motion.
look at that.
Untouched.
Brilliant stuff from Chris Sevi. Plays his footy at the local club, the Marlins, at the under-18 level.
And I'm pretty confident that try and replay slow motion is absolutely going to get thrashed. And if you are wanting to watch the replays, all of them are hosted on the Auckland Rugby League YouTube channel. And you can get to that via the Auckland League website, aucklandleague.co.nz. Replays of the College Rugby League, sponsored by SAS, as well as the Fox. All online and all backed up. What do you reckon, 12 hours after each match? Depends how busy Grant is, I guess.
Yeah, we tend to get them up pretty quick these days, and high demand for them online.
Yeah, absolutely, especially for the college replays. They love the College Rugby League big hits.
Big kick coming up here. And it is a shocker.
Notice I didn't talk to that one.
Short, and I think it would have been wide as well. So score remains Kelston Boys High School 16, Manurewa 10.
We'll get a little snapshot here from TJ, our stat man today.
Yeah, Manurewa has actually increased on their completion rate since the second half, or since the first half, sorry. They're currently sitting at 56% completion after having 16 sets with the ball. They've actually had a little bit more than Kelston at the moment. Kelston's only had 14 sets with the ball, but they are completing at a higher rate of 71%.
Thank you very much, TJ. Back to Corey.
So Kelston back to halfway, preparing to restart now. And they just need to compose themselves a little bit here, Kelston, because you can feel, Troy, the game is just slowly slipping away from them. They're losing the key battles right now.
Well, I think maybe the pendulum's just swung a wee bit where Manurewa's got a wee bit more ball. Probably not completing, as you've heard from TJ, the maestro, at the higher rate, but they've managed to get some points on the board, and I think they're going to take a lot of confidence out of that last try. So let's see how they wind up now.
Good tackle there, again led by Karia Ayoka, who has really led from the front today. I mentioned in the first half, he's much smaller than some of the men he's tackling, but he's winning those battles. Now Rewa give the ball a little bit of air. They go out to the edges. The Kelston scramble is good. Approaching the final 13 minutes here. A little bit of footwork, a duck and a dive, an offload. Rewa now just short of halfway. Papani is the dummy half.
They're allowing Manurewa to play some confidence.
Right, brings them out to the edge, up over halfway now for Rewa. Last tackle coming up again, so important they get to a good kick here. Hanging out the back is Right. Instead they go to Slade. Slade kicks across the body. That's a high one down towards the corner. It's taken a bounce. And not a bad result at the end of that. I actually thought it might have been out on the full at first, Troy. Hard to get a feel for the depth of the
22
field.
yard.
Yeah,
Back
that's
to
right.
rugby,
The
so
rugby
now we're gonna
markings
have a
aren't
line out.
helping.
Let's see Statman record that one.
Well, just looking at the height differences, I can tell you which side will be winning that line out. There are some huge human beings on the park for both sides, but Kelston definitely have the
Absolutely.
overall size advantage. And even just
The
looking
winger.
at Weatherall on the wing,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
tell you
yeah,
what,
just right to him.
he's almost wasted
From
on the
there.
flank because his strength in the tackle just
He could
so
actually
impressive.
pop into the centre and be quite at home, I would have thought.
So here we are giving Francis Melly coaching advice. I'm sure he
Yeah.
really appreciates our thoughts on possible tactical changes.
We love you, Francis. Don't tell us to get lost.
Back to it we go.
Hey, that's the first. Stand now.
Kelston now
First marker, stay out.
with a little bit of work to do just to find their way back into the field position battle, which Manurewa High School have been winning for most of this second half. There's a good carry forward from Ituri Ropati.
Great run. Good carry. Getting a little bit of momentum. He went up and gone again. Yeah, no, referee said no. Too keen.
Tasi Latima. Well, we've been giving him reps all day. And another good carry forward there that time. They come out to this right edge now and a little dance and a step back inside. Eventually taken down under the weight of a couple of defenders from Rewa. Last tackle coming up. Yoka looks to the skies. Tester at the back here for Rewa.
Good bounce.
Ball has bounced. Ball is loose. Ball is still loose. A knock on there from Manurewa, I think. Kelston ball. So how big a moment is that going to be? It was a heck of a ball to try and bring in. And after a couple of attempts at it, there's been a Manurewa knock on at the end of it. So Kelston to pack down the scrum now. 10 minutes to go here at Kelston Boys High School. Kelston fighting to keep their undefeated record intact. Manurewa fighting for a spot in the top four as we get to the real business end of the SAS College Rugby League season. The younger of the Ioka brothers, Isom, to feed this scrum. Goes to big brother, Cartier. White jumps out now, they head to the right edge. There's space here. Surely they're in here, Kelston, and they are. And it is the number 18, Vaifa Aloisi, who's gone over. We're waiting for confirmation. There it is. Let's take a look now at the SAS replay. You see it starts with Ioka being taken right in front of the sticks, and they just don't number up here on the edge, Troy. You can see a whole lot of pointing going on. Unfortunately, no one's running to where the pointing's happening, and here, well, they've got them. There was a couple of options who could have scored here in the end.
Still had one out there in the reserve to go to, and I don't think the inside out running or the slide was on fast enough to get there.
So some breathing space now for Kelston. Back out to a 10-point lead. Kick to come. Big kick here, which would make it a 12-point, a 2-score lead. And with 8 minutes to go, you would think would probably at least ensure them of a draw.
Not unless somebody dropped gold. I'll just leave me hanging. Good one, Corey. And the kick at attempt. Not bad.
That's
not
good.
bad.
So, big final 7 minutes coming up here. Manurewa are walking. Well, I'd start running if I was you boys because you've got a 12-point deficit to try and address and not long remaining at all.
And one try will certainly change the shape of that, as we've seen in College Rugby League. You know, whilst we're being a little bit flippant, I dare say, we've seen scores chop and change many times in SAS College Rugby League, and this ain't over until the final whistle's blown. So let's hope that Manurewa will spark up here, chase down there, complete a set of 6, get the ball back, put some points on the board. Kelston, however, that's probably their first time down inside the half for a little bit, and you know, come away with a wonderful try out there on the right-hand edge. So
Tell you what, they are taking an age to get this back
Yeah.
underway, so I'm not too sure what's going on there for the Manurewa boys. But anyway, Kelston back to it. Here's a big carry forward. Slowed down at the point of contact, which allowed Wright to get good contact up top and take him down.
There's another one firing up. Oh,
And drop
dropped
ball.
it cold.
So there we go. There's the little sniff that Manurewa High School were looking for. Now they need to get the scrum packed and get to work. 6 minutes to go here at Kelston Boys High School.
Body language is just not telling me that though, Corey.
So these are the games that separate the contenders from the pretenders. And right now, Manurewa High School with a whole lot of work to do. Packs down Roberts at the back of the scrum, collects it. Good line speed from Kelston. Look at that. Up in the face, they meet him and drive him back for negative yardage. Lining up off the back
Great
fence
carry.
now is the number 5, the winger. And there is a gutsy carry from Nanai. We've hardly seen anything of him today, but that's a big carry for his side. Papani goes short side now. They work the left. Tuigamala, a little bit of footwork at the line. Tuigamala still powering through. Good tackle up top from Lotu Lele. Junior Pua. Pua, net solid down low.
It's all shaping
Just short of the line. Tackles up their sleeves, still here, Manurewa. They'll go to the middle. They miss out Roberts. Instead, they got the back to Wright. Wright hands it off. Filippo Paletti, they spread the ball wide here. But great scramble defence from Kelston. That is impressive stuff. Last tackle coming up. Huge play here, the biggest play of the game. Wright's going to spread it on. They're going to try and outstretch this. Kelston side up and in. Another great defensive read that time. It came from the centre, Rasmussen, who got up, shut it down. And that might just get Kelston home. Probably needed points on that one, you would think, Manurewa High School. Nice carry forward that time from Sisifa. And then another from Lopesi. He's coming in looking for a bit of work, the fullback. A la Roger Tuivasa-Shek. Tippini. 40 out from the line here. They're making good yardage, Kelston. They've overrun them in the final 10 minutes or so. Ioka gets to his kick, just dinks it over the top. That's a professional end to the set. That is good game management from Karia Ioka. Finds some grass. The chase is good, but it's a bit of a staggered line, and now they're in a little bit of trouble here. Chop down low, ball spills loose, flag is up. This will be a Kelston ball. And I dare say, Troy, the class of this Kelston team starting to come through as the champion minutes approach. They've handled these final 10 minutes really well. The game hanging in the balance. And that time, that was a clever kick from Karia Ioka. He knew the wingers were up, found some grass. Just able to slow the play down a little. You can't blame Nanai for chancing his arm down the left there. He had to try something for his side. In the end, muddled into touch. Ioka goes out the back door now, streaming onto it now, a drop ball from Kelston. Well, that wasn't in the game plan for Coach Francis Malley. And a quick scrum is in order here for Manurewa. Still life left in this one yet. They've got to get moving.
Strolling there, aren't they? You're still sorting it out.
Right to feed the scrum. Do join us again on Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, live from 2 o'clock. Otahuhu versus Richmond in the SAS Fox Memorial Premiership. And then in a couple of weeks' time, July 8, the Farrelly Photo Women in League Day. 2 live stream games we'll be bringing you. Penalty here. So they need to kick for touch or tap and go. But again, it's all too slow from Manurewa. Chewing up valuable seconds. The kick is put out just short of halfway.
Great hands, Corey.
Protect the expensive equipment
hands.
here as the ball bounces over
Corey's
to
in
the
play. Alrighty,
luxurious
did well there.
commentary box, as you referred to it earlier. Which, for your benefit, ladies and gentlemen, is indeed a table with laptops and TVs on it on the sideline here at Kelston. So Manurewa inside the final 2 minutes now. Huge set coming up. Have to score here, Manurewa High School. Bumping carry forward there, driving the legs. That's a good one from Fesi Lafay. Now they head down the left edge. But Kelston's line speed, you can see why they average just a touch over 7 points conceded per game. It's been brilliant today for the most part. Pua takes it forward. White involved down low. Boys got through some tackles today. Has White in the middle of the field. He's played the full 48 so far. Roberts dummies at the line. Hurricane Roberts. Through he goes. He touches it down under the posts. Referee Clark points to the spot.
Great little try on the SAS College Rugby League replay. So that attacker there had 3 on him. Well, one getting up off the ground, second man down. So obviously they had a wee bit of an opportunity there by the time dummy half got involved.
It's just good play from Roberts, isn't it? Just steps off there. Looked like it was always the plan. He was never looking out the back, slams the ball down. But they need to be very quick here. Match manager just about up on the feet. The clock is their big enemy right now. Ball is kicked over. So 22-16.
No one's going to get the ball. They'll leave that one out there as they stroll back to the halfway. Big thank you to our official ball supplier, Steedham. And don't go away after the match, ladies and gentlemen. Corey's going to have a quick interview with the captains, and we've got that all sorted.
Come on.
So siren goes in the background and the clock will beat Manurewa High School in the end. Well done, Kelston Boys High School. That is a quality win and they remain undefeated. A perfect 8 from 8. And they will be assured of at least being the co-leaders of the SAS College Rugby League at the end of this round. I'm going to now take a very short break while I go off and find the captains. We're going to hand you over to Troy.
Fantastic day down here today at Kelston Boys, and thank you very much to Wah and the crew down here, Dwayne Mann, the Rugby League, Francis Melly, coach of the Kelston Boys, for hosting us today, as we now organise the captains to come over to Corey for a quick catch-up and interview. Don't forget, we live stream every Wednesday at 4 p.m. You can get to those matches via the aucklandleague.co.nz. Not only are we doing the SAS College Rugby League every Wednesday, we also do the Saturday live hookups, and you can get to those links again through the Auckland Rugby League website. Each weekend, there's also a link that comes out of our previews on newzealandherald.co.nz. Boy, there's a lot of .co.nz's happening. And they certainly help promote the game with us through sports radio as well. And you can get to, as I said, live league action each and every weekend as we get down to the business end of the SAS Fox Memorial. This weekend, Corey's touched on it, we've got Otahu at Richmond. So the Bulldogs venture out to play Otahu, and it'll be an interesting match there. John Ackland's been doing great guns with the team there. And they'll be looking forward to having a successful day with the Richmond Bulldogs. Looks like the two captains now are coming over, and we're going to hand over to Corey very, very shortly. Thanks very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready now to interview the captains from both Manurewa and Kelston Boys High. Don't forget, live streaming this weekend, again, aucklandleague.co.nz.
We're now joined by Hurricane Roberts, captain of the Manurewa team. Well, you got pretty close there in the end, mate, but probably just a bit of discipline let you down in the end.
Yeah, hardy. It was a pretty tough game between both of us. We played these dudes last year here. Caught thrashed, but good to get a good game again, so that was good.
You certainly didn't get thrashed today, so is it nice to see improvement in your team and that you guys are getting better?
Yeah, well, we got a couple of young bucks in our team, so yeah, they stepped it up a bit today, showed some leadership, so that was good.
What's the feeling in the camp? You guys right in the mix to still secure a top 4 spot. You guys must be riding a high right now.
Yeah, it's been a couple of tough games for us. Had the top teams last 4 games, so next week we got a Southern Cross, so hopefully it goes well from there.
Yeah, that's right. So the draw, it continues to be tough for you guys, but commiserations today. Your team can hold their head very high, and all the best for the rest of the year.
Thanks too much.
So we're now going to bring in Valu from Kelston Boys High School. So, well, Valu, a quality win, mate. Game hanging in the balance there a little bit, but your class came through in the end.
First of all, I'd just like to thank our Heavenly Father for blessing us with the talents to play the sport that we're most passionate about. Each game for us is a hard game. Each team brings something new to the table, and we're just looking forward to the journey. Just thanks to Manurewa for coming out and giving us a good go, and we would just wish them the best of luck for the rest of their season.
Your forward pack was very good today, in particular OJ up front and Latima Tassi as well.
They're both seniors in our team. They just bring the experience towards the team. They're trying their best to help our young guys in our team, and both of them, good job for today. I'm wishing the best for them in the future and how they play.
Big game next week, mate. St. Paul's, your first shot at them again. Looking forward to that one?
We're all looking forward to it. It should be a good game and physical, brutal, and so,
Enjoy the win. Thanks for joining us.
thank you, sir. Yes, boys.
So that does it for our coverage today. Do join us on Saturday. We'll be live from 2 p.m. for the SAS Fox Memorial Premiership. We'll see you then.
Oh, my
Some
dear.
of the hits in this one. Here.
Love the college rugby league.
Williams again leading the way. Murray getting involved as well. They come back towards the middle of the park. And guess what? Another big hit. Knock on, so what a hit there.
Love the college rugby league.